A tragedy for a southern Kentucky community after a 17-year-old was killed in an ATV accident. A tragic accident. Police in Louisville say that charges are not expected after a 12-year-old was shot and killed by his brother. And thousands of migrants saved off the coast of Libya. We'll have more on the Mediterranean rescue operation ahead.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon. Sam Dick and Jennifer Palumbo reporting. Amber has the day off. A high school senior out having fun with friends on a ride that turned tragic.
17-year-old Christopher Slusher was killed when the ATV he was on crashed on Maple Grove School Road. His 16-year-old friend was injured. WKYT's Phil Pendleton has more on what happened and how the teen is being remembered in our top story at 4:30.
The accident happened about 7 o'clock on Monday night. The relatives tell me that 17-year-old Christopher Slusher had been out fishing with friends and was on his way home with some of those friends when this accident took place. They say that he simply ran off the road in a curve and was then killed. He was pronounced dead at the scene. A 16-year-old passenger was injured. She was airlifted. Police say her injuries did not appear to be life-threatening. Slusher was a senior at South Laurel High School. Police for grief counselors were very busy Tuesday. The young man's uncle tells me that many in his school were taking his loss very hard.
Called over there this morning, and the principal had already knowed what was going on, and he said the children were already coming to his office in tears, and he's just a well-known kid. He's just a real good kid.
Police are still investigating. They say at this point they think this was simply just an accident. Coming up at 5:30, we have more from Slusher's uncle, including the message that he says this should send parents of all young people. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
South Laurel High School released a statement saying that staff is reaching out to the families of both students to offer their support. The heat and humidity are sticking with us for now, but we'll soon get a break from it all.
Oh, it sounds really nice. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has some big changes coming, Chris.
Yeah, those changes are on the way, coming later this week and settling in for especially the start of that long holiday weekend. We look outside right now. No real change today. Not expecting that to occur until later tomorrow, but thunderstorms into southern and southeastern Kentucky on your Defender radar network going against the grain again. Little teeny tiny shower north of the Mount Vernon area. So between Berea and Mount Vernon here on 75, getting in on likely some damp roads there. South of Monticello, that little thunderstorm is doing some work into parts of Wayne County. From Hazard through Hyden and working toward Barberville, the Pineville area, Knox and Bell counties, thunder lightning coming into play there. Lexington Metro and North, by the way, not a whole lot is out there. Not expecting very much at all through 10 o'clock this evening. Look at some thunderstorms, though, across parts of Indiana getting close to the area. That's ahead of a cold front that is on the move, and that is the front that is going to deliver the big change as we go into later this week. That fall-like air that is surging into the Plain States right now will be right on top of the Bluegrass State as we get closer to tomorrow night and Thursday especially. We will track it as we look ahead to that long holiday weekend, guys, in just a few minutes.
Charges are not expected after what police are describing as a tragic accident.
Investigators say a 12-year-old Louisville boy was accidentally shot and killed by his brother. Christina Mora has the story.
It was shocking.
Marie Arnett lives next door to Tremaine Brown's family in Louisville's Park Duval neighborhood. She says the 12-year-old was the oldest of 5 siblings. Neighbors and loved ones say Tremaine was always a huge help to those around him.
He'd come over and he'd pass and he'd say, "Mrs. Arnett, you got anything for me to do? I'll help you if you want me to." His mom worked every day. And he done all the cooking, took care of the younger kids.
Police say Sunday afternoon, Tremaine was accidentally shot by his 11-year-old brother inside their home. We've learned the gun belongs to the boy's mother. Homicide detectives say the gun was secured inside a closet, but it was not locked.
My son seen him out back just a few minutes before he went in the house. And his younger brother came out and come over here and said, "Kenny, will you come over to my house? I think my brother's dead."
Detectives spent much of Sunday investigating at the boy's home. According to the Jefferson County Coroner's Office, Tremaine died from a single gunshot wound.
Nice kid. He was a nice kid. All of her children. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Hi, Miss Sandy. It's sad, but I don't know what's going to happen to the family after this, though.
Tremaine went to Stewart Middle School. Officials with Jefferson County Public Schools said the crisis response team was at the school yesterday for students and staff. A source close to the family said Tremaine's 11-year-old brother is with family and receiving counseling for what happened.
For the first time in more than 130 years, a hemp crop was harvested at Ashland, the Henry Clay Estate. The crop was planted last May at the Clay Estate as a demonstration crop for guests at the historic site. Eric Brooks is curator of the estate, and he says Ashland was an appropriate choice considering Henry Clay's dedication and belief in hemp. Products made from hemp with today's harvest will be sold at Ashland and at other historical sites across the state. Well, more than 6,000 migrants were saved off the coast of Libya as refugees continue to flee war-torn countries in northern and eastern Africa.
The migrants were packed onto flimsy wooden boats headed across the Mediterranean Sea. Kenneth Craig has the latest.
All down and sit, okay? It's a scene that's played out hundreds of times on the Mediterranean Sea just off the Libyan coast. Ships from the Italian Coast Guard and other groups intercept overcrowded boats full of African migrants, some just days old. About 6,500 migrants were plucked from the sea Monday. Many came from Eritrea and Somalia in East Africa. They're fleeing the war and poverty of their homelands for the chance of a better life in Europe. Those who survive the trip will be put in camps like this one in Calais, France, joining tens of thousands fleeing wars in Syria and Afghanistan. Many wait 3 hours for a 6-minute shower. Abdul Wali left his family behind in Afghanistan and now lives in fear in the camp.
In here, no one is with me. Every night I'm scared from police, from people, from anyone.
It's not the healthiest of places to be living here.
Conditions are squalid as more and more refugees strain limited resources.
Hygiene is very hard to maintain, very cramped living conditions. There are rats everywhere, as you can see. Food and rubbish and waste is quite a big problem.
The unofficial name of this camp is the Jungle, and right now Wally, like many others, sees no way out. Kenneth Craig, CBS News.
Orlando's major theme parks are now offering free bug repellent to visitors as concerns about Zika mount across Florida. Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando Resort, and SeaWorld Orlando are now offering the mosquito spray and lotion free of charge at their parks. Theme park officials say the move is meant to ease the fears of visitors. They say there have been no known mosquito-transmitted cases of Zika in Central Florida.
Country music star Miranda Lambert is getting a prestigious honor from the Academy of Country Music. But one well-known Kentuckian is speaking out against the award. Find out why next on WKYT.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
We're dealing with a mix of sun and clouds into most areas. Southern parts of the region getting in on some thunderstorms, though, right now. And I've got a big weather change finally on the way as we flip the calendar to September. Live look at our sky cams from across the Bluegrass State from west to east. And look at that Jackson cam. Notice what we're dealing with here. A little thunderstorm in the distance. And that thunderstorm is going to show up on your Defender Radar Network. Out and about this evening, it's an isolated storm chance that is especially across southern Kentucky as temperatures drop into the low and mid 70s on a muggy evening out there by 11 o'clock. Thunderstorms, southern half of the area, a little more prominent today compared to what your neighbors to the north have been seeing. Berea drops are just to your south right now into parts of Rockcastle County, right on the Madison-Rockcastle County line. Somerset, Monticello toward the Lake Cumberland area. Skies have been threatening. We've had some rumbles of thunder. Strongest little complex of showers and thunderstorms working again east to west right now, coming out of Hazard, Hyden, over toward Manchester, and some of that trying to get into Knox County. Worst of the weather's right on top of the Pineville area. Hindman toward the Big Sandy Valley, a couple of raindrops. Lexington, Moorhead, Versailles, and North, not a whole lot that is out there until we get into parts of Illinois, Indiana, Missouri. See the showers and storms here. What is showing up here now will be right on top of us as we go into the second half of tomorrow. Is that cold front that has a surge of some September coming in behind it. It should have a surge of September. We're flipping the calendar to a brand new month on Thursday with a chance for a shower or thunderstorm in the morning after tomorrow's storms. We look a lot better by Thursday afternoon, Friday. My goodness. If I could get the day off, I would probably go ahead and take it right now. Can't do it. All right, high pressure on top of the Great Lakes. That early fall feel is going to be with us as we go from Thursday into Saturday as of now. Northerly winds coming in with that gorgeous high that will follow the cold front that is across the region. So, are you heading out to Commonwealth Stadium on Saturday? I know the two of you are over there. I am. Mostly sunny skies, tailgating. 81 degrees for tailgating. Humidity is low, but keep in mind now, it's early September. Sun is still high in the sky, so don't let that 81 fool you. Wear the sunscreen. 74 at kickoff. I've dropped that a degree or two, and with such dry air that is in place, after sunset in the fourth quarter and for the trip back home, we're into the low and mid 60s into most areas. Tropics are alive and kicking. This is likely to be named a tropical storm very, very shortly. Computer model forecast that we were looking at, every line you see on this is a computer model thinking where this tropical system is going to head over the next 4 or 5 days. Quite the spread developing. Some go to the west, a few into the central Gulf, majority though across the panhandle of Florida, and I think that is where this is going to go. The National Hurricane Center forecasting that one across Florida. I think this is going to hug the eastern seaboard as we go into the upcoming Labor Day weekend. So if you've got some friends and family vacationing from the Carolinas all the way to Florida, we'll keep an eye on that for you. If you're going to be driving into that mess, just look at what you're going to be missing back here in Kentucky. That's a whole lot of awesome, folks, showing up on the 7-day forecast. Starting late Thursday into Friday, Saturday, early next week, we'll be back into the mid and upper 80s. We'll worry about that when we get there, though.
Those lows in the 50s are going to feel great.
We may string together 3 or 4 days in the 50s. So for lows.
Fantastic.
Good stuff.
I think you should bottle this forecast and sell it.
If I could, I would have retired a long time ago.
All right. All right. Thanks, Chris. A girl from Louisiana had big goals to help others in her state after devastating floods. And not only did she meet her goal, but she tripled it.
Taylor Henry is a crafty 8-year-old girl. She's been sewing and selling tissue holders to raise money for flood victims. Her goal was $1,000. But after selling nearly 1,000 tissue holders, Taylor has raised more than $3,200.
A lot of people, they're donating fabric, money for thread and envelopes, and sometimes just a little bit extra money besides the $5 or if they ordered more.
Good for her. Taylor has been sewing every day and has so far stitched 450 Kleenex holders. And she has plenty of help. Family and friends are also helping out, both by making them and delivering them.
He's the final American Idol winner. Trent Harmon joins us when we return here on WKYT.
He was an American Idol winner, and now he's here in the Bluegrass.
Yes, he is. Deanne Stevens is out and about with Trent Harmon about life after the big show. Hey, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here in the iHeartRadio Live Lounge welcoming Trent Harmon to the lounge today. American Idol winner, the final winner of American Idol. And life, my goodness, has changed for you, my dear, over the last little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. We travel a lot. We're playing a lot of music, a lot more than I was a year ago, but that's the goal of a musician.
It is the goal, and you have a new single out?
Yes, ma'am. It's called There's a Girl. You can pick it up anywhere they sell music.
Well, we want to hear There's a Girl right now. Take it away. Trent Harmon and Ryan with us.
Why would we drive 600 miles away, go through cash that we ain't made, and get tattoos and wash our trucks and pushing breasts out of love? Why would we ask when we know we can dance, show our head and change our plans, lose our mind, break our hearts, and learn to play guitar? There's a girl, there's a girl.
Nice. Trent Harmon, you can pick it up on iTunes right now. You're going to come back to Kentucky and see us soon, I hope?
I hope so.
I'm sure 98.1 The Bull, one of your favorite stops.
98.1 The Bull. You saw it here first.
And on WKYT TV as well.
WKYT TV.
You can tell he's trained. Check out Trent Harmon on iTunes right now. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Some new, young, fresh talent in Lexington. Movie fans say farewell to a great Gene Wilder, and Batman faces a new threat.
Plus, Eddie Murphy shows his serious side. Daniel Nottingham has today's Eye on Entertainment.
Eddie Murphy returns to the big screen in the new drama Mr. Church. Murphy plays the title character, who is based on a real person and friend of screenwriter Susan McMartin. Murphy, a comedy legend, says the more serious role of guardian and benefactor was new to him.
I just never dealt with that type of emotional stuff. Like, this movie is, I mean, there's some kind of, not funny like we think about funny. There's some funny things that happen in the movie, but the movie is not funny at all.
The movie also stars Britt Robertson as the young woman he is guiding. Mr. Church opens nationwide September 16th. Could this be Batman's newest enemy? Ben Affleck, Hollywood's current caped crusader, tweeted a video showing a new on-screen villain. Comic book fans identified the character as Deathstroke. Affleck's Batman will appear in next year's Justice League and a standalone Batman film, which Affleck will direct. And the world is mourning the death of actor Gene Wilder. The curly-haired funny man starred in the classic Mel Brooks films Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. But he's probably best known for playing the title character in 1971's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Wilder was 83 years old. And that's your Eye on Entertainment. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The Academy of Country Music has decided to honor someone that it says has the same feistiness as Merle Haggard. Miranda Lambert will be the inaugural winner of the new ACM Merle Haggard Spirit Award. It was created to celebrate artists known for going against the grain. But not everyone is happy about it. Kentucky native and singer-songwriter Sturgill Simpson says he's disgusted that the award is named after Haggard because the music legend had a dislike for the Nashville music scene. But Sturgill noted that he did not want his feelings to be a reflection on Lambert's talents. The ACM honors will take place tonight in Nashville and run on CBS on September 9th.
Civic duty kept pop superstar Taylor Swift from going to the MTV Video Music Awards in New York Sunday night. Swift showed up for jury duty yesterday in Nashville, answering questions before she was dismissed from the case involving aggravated rape and kidnapping due to her own ongoing legal case that's similar in nature. Swift told the judge she was concerned about serving because she's involved in a trial in Denver regarding allegations she was groped by a fan at a meet and greet. But Swift said she was willing to serve on a jury in any other case. She then posed for photos with other potential jurors and signed autographs for fans.
An Ohio couple creates a corny tribute to their favorite basketball team. Details next. Right now, I'm all about Saturday in the football game.
I know
it was hot today, but hey, it's changed.
That's right, Chris. We have a lot to look forward to in the next few days.
Yeah, we're over here coordinating our arrival times out of Commonwealth Stadium on Saturday, folks. Come on, that's what we do at commercial breaks around here. But we are dealing with steamy conditions again. Upper 80s to low 90s, depending on where you are across the region. You've got the humidity that is into the mix, makes it feel a little toastier than that. And look at that Jackson sky cam. Great looking sky cam to begin with, but you can also see a little thunderstorm there in the distance, and that is a thunderstorm that has been just to the south of Breathitt County. North of 64. If you're watching me right now in Moorhead, Mount Sterling, Winchester, or even along and just south of 64, there's nothing that's out there. Frankfort, Lexington, down toward Lawrenceburg and Harrodsburg, all the action has been across southern and southeastern Kentucky. And just like yesterday, it's coming from east to west. And the greatest little thunderstorm complex is across the southeastern corner of the state. Nothing to get overly excited about, but an isolated thunderstorm or two for areas south of especially Richmond and Danville will be a possibility as the evening wears on. If you're looking for some relief from the heat and humidity, we've got a big-time cold front on the move. We'll track that for you coming up at 5. Right now, let's check in with Officer Don and see how traffic is flowing in Lexington and surrounding areas. Don.
Well, there's a crash on Alumni with one lane blocked between Nicholasville Road and University. That's a non-injury collision. And we have a problem at Manowar just past Buckhorn. Actually, Manowar and Buckhorn at the intersection. The traffic signals have failed there, so police will direct traffic as they can. US 60, Winchester Road, accident at Midland Avenue this afternoon. Drive times to Frankfort, 28 minutes, to Richmond, about 22. Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Don. The crazy things basketball fans do for their team, pizza delivery of the future, and realistic advertising for a plumber. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
Kentucky fans do some crazy things to show their love for the Cats. Well, they could take a lesson from a couple in Ohio. They've created a maze in a cornfield honoring LeBron James and the Cavaliers. Farm owners Kelly and Greg Clement decided to create the maze after the Cavs won their historic NBA title this summer. It shows LeBron's image next to the words homegrown hero. It also says Believe Land with an image of the NBA trophy.
Wow.
LeBron tweeted on Friday that the Cavs are honored by Clement's support. We've had corn mazes here that honor the Wildcats.
Yeah,
so
quite a bit.
I think we kind of come pretty close.
Hopefully we'll have another one sometime soon for a ninth national title. Well, Domino's is testing out some new delivery technology for their pizzas that's anything but cheesy. The pizza chain is testing delivery by drone in New Zealand. The company says customers get alerts of the incoming food via smartphone, and the drones actually lower the pizzas using a tether. New Zealand will start testing the service with customers next month. The company has not said if the U.S. will see the pies in the sky anytime soon. Just hope there's not bad weather, though.
Yeah, there's some new rules about drones and businesses and so forth, so I'm not sure it'd be legal here. But anyway, when you hear the word plumber and exposure, Jennifer, a certain stigma may come to mind.
Oh my gosh.
But a plumber in Ontario is rewriting the book on advertising in his trade. Look at this. Chris finally saw it. Nick Huxon, owner of the Salts Plumber, is using his truck as a moving billboard. He's hoping that the creative decals showing him doing his business will help him actually do some business. Huxon says his grandfather actually gave him the idea, and as you would expect, it's getting a lot of attention online. For other plumbers looking to get more exposure, Huxon says a plumber's truck may be the new plumber's crack. That's hilarious.
That is, can you imagine pulling up to that in a red light?
That stops everybody in traffic
Yes.
right there. All right. We're not stopping yet. We've got more to do on WKYT next at 5.